Hey everybody, it's Chelli Pumphrey here with Trilogy Holistic Mental Health, and today I have one of our newest employees here, Keiko Barringer. She is our new acupuncturist, herbal medicine, and all around, um, gosh, what do I even call you? I mean, I guess acupuncturist kind of says a big amount of what you do, but we're going to talk to her a little bit about what she has to offer here at Trilogy and why we have brought, why we continue to promote acupuncture and herbal medicine is an important part of the mental health holistic healing journey. So welcome, Keiko.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would love to just maybe start out for a few minutes talking about your background and how you got into acupuncture and
Sure.
about kind of what you do.
Yeah. I started getting into acupuncture when I was actually quite young. I saw an energy healer at the age of 11 and started getting acupuncture at 13. And it really started my journey on holistic health. I just noticed after getting so much acupuncture that I was really healthy in comparison to other people that I knew. And I really found how successful and useful it was. So I decided to do an internship at the age of 17 with my acupuncturist. And that really solidified my love of holistic medicine. And so after college, I went directly into grad school for acupuncture, and I've been practicing for the last 8 years.
That's amazing. That's a long time to be into it from such a young age. Sounds like
Yeah.
it's definitely your calling.
Yes, it was. It
Yeah.
is.
So one of the things that that people who've never been to acupuncture don't really understand it. Sometimes it's really confusing about how acupuncture works and is it even just like this quacky science? So could you talk a little bit about what is acupuncture? How does it work? And is there actually some evidence or factual stuff behind this practice?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting because through the Eastern lens, when you talk about how it works, you're talking about energy and channels and all of these different things that we don't really understand fully in the Western mind. So when I talk about how it works, I sometimes like to break it down from a Western point of view, which is really basically that it's working with the nervous system, very, very closely with the nervous system. If you think about what the nervous system is, it's pathways of electric energy that's running through our body. Little neurons are firing and producing electricity, and these pathways are sending information to and from the brain and changing everything in our body. And when you take a little acupuncture needle, this little metal rod, you're almost like sticking it within the pathway of the nervous system and changing the messages that the brain and the body are receiving and giving. And that's how it can do so many different things. Why it can treat digestion and the mood and physical symptoms and all of these different things is because of the relationship with the nervous system.
That's such a great way to explain it. I don't know that I've ever heard it explained that way. It really, it helps me wrap my brain around it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear people talking about meridians and, so I think for the Western medicine mind, it's like, what the heck is that?
What's a meridian? Yeah. In order to talk about it from the Eastern field, you have to get a lot of background. And that's, that's sometimes hard to do. So
Yeah.
I like to get more simplified from a Western point of view.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of people also are curious about why, and you kind of alluded to this a little bit, but why use acupuncture in a mental health center?
Yeah. So acupuncture and Chinese medicine as a whole is holistic health. So that means that the mind and the body and the spirit, the emotional body are all one. You cannot have health in one part of your body without health in the others. So really from Chinese medicine perspective, everything starts on an energetic level, which means it might actually affect our emotions first. And after a long period of time, it starts to sink in and actually become a physical symptom. But it all starts in the energy field first. So it's all integrated, and really you can't treat one without treating the other. Yeah.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense. I love that.
Yeah.
It really fits into our holistic philosophy here that we don't just want to focus on one aspect of a human being. We want to focus on, the whole person in our healing. And we really believe that, everything is very intricately connected, whether it's our mind, our body, our emotions, our spirit. So this, is a really nice way to, treat it on all of those levels, a very powerful way.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about like what your specialties are? What kinds of things you like to work with?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, acupuncture really can treat an array of different things. I love treating everything, but I always continuously find myself drawn to, or people drawn to me for mental health stuff, actually. So anxiety, depression, I treat a lot of insomnia and just helping people get back to that balance, emotionally and physically. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can say that one of the things that we really like to do is work, if the ideal situation is to have a client that's doing acupuncture and mental health therapy together. And one of the ideal situations that we've seen with, have some success with people is they come in for a therapy session and then go straight into an acupuncture session right afterwards. And often what can happen is, when we're doing a therapy session, sometimes people can get emotional, or especially in the trauma work that we do, our nervous systems can get dysregulated and kind of spun up. And moving into an acupuncture session after that can really help calm and reset the nervous system back to a state of kind of balance and equanimity there.
Absolutely. I've done that before and it works really well at just kind of integrating what the person experienced in their therapy session, but then allowing them to like sit with it in a comfortable and revved up so much.
Yeah.
So works really well in balance. Yeah.
Awesome. And so then some of the services that you offer, like in an acupuncture session, acupuncture session, that's a tongue twister apparently. You do cupping, moxibustion. Like, can you talk about some of the things that go into the actual session?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first part is we're going to be sitting and talking about what's been going on. So there's a lot of that too. And then I'll take the pulse and I look at the tongue and I look at the body and get information from that. And then the acupuncture session really can involve acupuncture as well as cupping, which is kind of almost like a massage in some ways. Infrared therapy, which is really helpful for inflammation. And then herbal medicine as well. I love to utilize herbal medicine and nutrition in my appointments, because there's such a wonderful way of continuing the treatment when you're not actually on the acupuncture table. It's something that you can do and take health into your own hands to promote your healing in between sessions. So I like to do all of those. These things I can do separately as well if someone just wants to get cupping or an herbal consultation, but they do come into the acupuncture session as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is really helpful. And I don't know if are there any other things that you'd like to be sure that we talk about here, or does this kind of sum it up for right now?
Yeah, I think that mostly sums it up for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everybody for listening, and would highly encourage you to come in and see Keiko, and especially right now during the time of COVID, we are paying particular attention to safety and health, and spacing out client appointments and making sure that all protocols are being followed to ensure that everybody feels safe and healthy in a session. And by the way, acupuncture is a great way to help boost your immune system during this time as well. So if you're interested in learning more about Keiko, you can certainly connect with us on one of our scheduling buttons on the website, or if you're seeing this somewhere else, you can visit us at trilogytherapydenver.com. Thank you. Thanks, Keiko.
Thank you so much.